friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Alex. I go by the Corporate Finesser, and this channel is for women who are new business owners finessing gracefully through life. So in today's video, I'm going to pretty much walk you guys through how you can create your own tagless labels for your t-shirts using your silhouette cameo. Now, if you're anything like me, personally, y'all, I don't like tags. Even the one I'm wearing right now, I'm ready to rip it out. I just think that they can just be uncomfortable, they can be itchy, and I just don't want that for my customers. So I've decided to no longer use the manufacturer's tags. I'm cutting them all out, and I'm going to actually make my own tagless labels. So without further ado, let's jump into the video so I can show you guys how to do the same thing. All right, friends, so I am back into my Silhouette studio. And if you are new here, I just used the basic edition, just the edition that came with my cameo. So I have not upgraded to the, I think it's business or designer or something like that. I just have the standard basic edition. So as you guys can see here, I have a few finished labels that I made off camera, and I'm going to show you how I did this. So in my second tab over here, I have my actual Black Mantras logo. Now this logo I got designed on Fiverr, and I knew that I wanted to still represent my brand, and in my tag label I still wanted this lotus shape. So let me go ahead and show you guys how I achieved my tag labels over here in my first tab from the original logo. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you're starting out like I am, which means using a logo or some other type of graphic, this is how you can achieve a tag label that you want to match your brand. So I'm going to go over here to my right hand side and find my trace panel, which is going to be kind of like this little emoji looking icon. I'm going to select trace, and I'm pretty much just going to trace my entire design like that. Now, as you guys can see here, when I highlighted this section, it did not capture the whole image. So that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and increase my threshold, because that's how I'm going to be able to capture it all. Okay, so that's cool. So I'm about at an 89%, and as you can see, it captures everything. But if I wanted to kind of go up just a little bit, I'll just click my arrows to the side to make sure it gets everything. Okay, so this is good for me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is select Trace Outer Edge, and now what you're going to see here is that I can pull my design away. So you guys see that? Let me go ahead and minimize the actual logo so you guys can see what I'm actually going to be working with. So here's my design. I just traced it from the original logo. Now I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see these more explicit details, what I'm going to do here. So because I know I want just pretty much the outside of the lotus, and I don't want the actual words Black Mantra spoken with empathy, I'm going to start deleting the points. So this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it very well. I'm going to double click on the design, and as you guys can see here, you see how the points showed up. This happens after you've traced an image. So you just want to make sure that you have the actual trace image, so that way you can see these points. So like I mentioned, I'm going to take all of this off, pretty much all of the words, and just leave the lotus. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to select the point, and if you actually hold down your shift button on your computer, you can select more than one point at the same time. So I have my shift button activated, and I'm going to select a few at a time. Okay, you guys see how now it's all connecting? And I'm going to just press delete. So now a part of that B is gone. And I'm going to keep that up until all of the words are gone. So I'm going to speed this part up for you guys, and then when I get back, all I have left is the outside of my lotus. All right, you guys, so as you can see, I no longer have my original logo words, because now I'm going to add pretty much just the t-shirt size in the middle. So to pretty much exit out of this screen here with the points, you can just go ahead and select the X here or your cursor, and that way it brings you to the design that you traced. So now I no longer have, like I said, the actual logo words, which is what I wanted. And I'm going to minimize this just a smidge. And I'm just gonna add some letters, probably a 2XL or whatever size I'm using today in the middle here. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and go to my left-hand side and press the letter A to start the text cursor. As you guys can see, it's highlighted right there. I'm just gonna put 2XL. Now I know this is super big, you guys, but don't worry, I'm gonna minimize that because it's definitely way too big. Just kind of placing that in the center here. I'm also gonna change the font. Okay, so that looks pretty centered to me. What I'm gonna do now, because I don't like this font, I'm gonna go over to my right-hand side and select the other A for the text style or the font style. But also, if you guys are interested, I have another video where you can upload free fonts into your Silhouette Studio. So feel free to check that out as well if you're interested. I'm gonna go ahead and type in the font that I know I like to use. So now the font is a little bit more bold and thicker, so it also makes it easier to read. So now I'm just pretty much adjusting it, and I might have to increase the size of the design, but that is okay, because I just want this to be kind of centered and perfect. So that looks really, really good. So let me go ahead and kind of zoom out so you guys can see it. So let's compare. So here's my original logo, and then here is my tagless label. I'm gonna slide that back over. And now from here, I'm gonna select both of these items. I'm gonna group them by going up to Object, Select Group, so that way they're just merged as one design. Now I can minimize this, and I'll place it up here. So real quick, when you are, let's just say you're working by yourself, you don't have that much help, and you wanna pretty much increase your production, what I highly suggest, you guys, is going ahead and just duplicating these tag labels so you could just have them on hand. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna just make a few, so that way down the road, I don't have to do this every single time, and it saves me some time and energy, you know, trying to work smarter, not harder here. And then I'm just gonna pretty much nestle them right up under each other. Not gonna make a lot, but just a few to have on hand. I think this really helps when you're working by yourself. You don't have any help, it's just you know, finding ways to make your production very smooth. So now I'm gonna just pretty much group all of these because I want them to print out the same. I'm also gonna highlight the section and select Convert to Path. That just makes the design not shift when it's cutting. So after you group it, I also suggest you go back to Object and select Convert to Path. Awesome. This looks good. Let's see if I minimize it just a little bit. And then of course you have to flip it or mirror the image, flip horizontally, as you guys can see there. So now it's kind of reading backwards, but that's okay. And the last thing I'm gonna do, you guys, is pretty much adjust my paper size. I've already kind of cut out a slice of vinyl, or a piece of vinyl, I mean, and I know the measurements that I want. So I do want it to be 12 across. I'm gonna keep my width as 12, but my height, I'm gonna make like a 5.5 because I don't need all that vinyl. And as you guys can see here, just by eyeballing it, I was actually right on the mark. So I'm glad I was pretty accurate with my sizing here. So that way, when I print this vinyl, you're gonna see all of the labels on this size vinyl here. And that's it, you guys. So now let me go ahead and show you the rest of this process, and I'm gonna jump off the laptop. Okay friends, so I am back. I went ahead and cut and weeded my tag labels. So here you guys go right here. Then I have one that I'm about to press to show you guys how I do that. It's totally up to you if you want to do all sizes on one sheet, or you know, the actual sizes that you offer. If you want to just do like a little combination, I thought that doing one size on the sheet would be easier for me, so that's just what I did. And I'm going to put these off to the side here. So here's my actual tag label. I'm not going to rip it. I do not suggest you rip this. I'm pretty heavy-handed and I don't want to actually rip the shirt, so I'm just going to cut it with some scissors. Just take my scissors here, kind of tug on it a little bit and get as close to the rim as I can. Okay. So as you guys can see here, there's a little bit left, but that's okay. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply my tag label using my heat press. Okay friends, so I went ahead and just flipped the shirt inside out because I just wanted to make it easier for myself when I press this label. So I'm going to lay my shirt on my heat press and lay it as flat as I can. Now another tip I'm going to share with y'all is that I pretty much use a few towels. Let me grab the other one. I use like towels that I just kind of keep around the house because it's going to really help create more of a raised press. And when I say raised, I mean just being able to kind of put them in your shirt like that. So that way, when you press the tag label, it sticks to your shirt. Because when it's flat, it might not stick as much. You might have to press it a few times. So I'll go ahead and put a few towels right there, or whatever I think. That's probably too big for the heat press, but I'm going to go ahead and use the one for now and show you guys how that's going to look. So here's my tag label. I have it right here. And now let's see if it's gonna work for me. I think this towel might be a little bit too big. Okay, it works. I just have to really glide it a little safely. Okay, so now I'm gonna press it. So that's from one press, so let me see what it looks like. Oh wow, that's really good. I didn't have to press that twice at all, you guys. So let me pull this out to show you. And I use, again, just like a microfiber cloth to help it raise the shirt so that way it gets kind of closer to your heat press, and that way it seals in that design faster. So this is what it looks like. It is very, very smooth, you guys. I mean, I think this is awesome. All right, y'all, so now you can see here is the tagless label that I've just created. I wanted it to be as simple as possible because when it comes to very small, tiny font, it can be a little bit difficult to read, so I just kind of kept it simple. I really like this. I think it's very clear and concise. Boom, size 2XL. And then again, here's that lotus for my actual logo that I wanted to keep. So that is it, you guys. I hope you found this video helpful on how to create your own tagless labels for your t-shirts or whatever apparel that you're going to be, you know, selling. Okay friends, so that concludes today's video on how you can create your own tagless labels for your t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever apparel you plan on selling. That's how you could do it using your Silhouette Cameo 4. Again, thank you guys so much. You guys are really helping me reach my goals with my YouTube channel and my small business, and I cannot thank y'all enough. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. But as always, don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and choose yourself first. And I'll catch you in my next video. Peace out, y'all.